Do you quite often find customers comparing you to your competitors based on price? Well, this video is definitely for you because in this video, we're going to talk about how to create your point of difference and how to stop competing on price. G'day, Ben Futrell here, co-founder of Maximize Profit. We're all about helping you build the business you imagine. Now, if you imagine having a business where your customers did not haggle with you over your price and then compare you to your competitors based on price and price alone, then I've got good news for you because in this video, that's exactly what we're going to cover. I'm going to talk you through how to go about creating a point of difference and why it is super important if you want to run a successful, profitable business. Now, one of the easiest, or should I say laziest ways of competing when it comes to the business sort of landscape is to compete on price. Just be cheaper than everybody else and hope that that means that somebody will see that as an advantage and that they'll buy from you. But here's the challenge. I can guarantee that at some stage you have paid more, driven further, waited longer to buy from somebody that you know, like, and trust. I might have even been a friend or family member over the competitor. And so what we know is that people do not buy the cheapest thing all the time. Imagine for a moment that you needed to have root canal therapy done on one of your teeth and you decided to ring around to try and get the cheapest price, and you found a dentist that did root canal for, I don't know, $14.95. Are you going to go there? Probably not. And the reason for that is because it's just too cheap. And if it's cheap, it is cheap and that's right, cheap and nasty. And so we know, and this is the way from a psychological point of view that people's brains are pre-programmed, is that price, whilst it is definitely part of the decision-making process, there's no doubt about it, it's not the only part of the decision-making process. And as a business, what you've got to do is you've got to learn how to be able to show people your point of difference and take their eyes off the price and focus on the value and the benefits of what it is that you deliver. Now, you might be saying, hey, Ben, yep, we're a family business and we guarantee to give you good service and satisfaction is something that we focus on, 100% satisfaction, whatever it might be. Those things, unfortunately, are not a point of difference because it doesn't matter what business owner I talk to. If I say, do you give good service? They're going to say yes. What's your uniqueness? Oh, we're a family business or a big business or we've got lots of locations. These are things that are easy for other businesses to copy. Now, I remember years and years ago, there was a campaign run by Mercedes and it was to do with their safety features of their cars. And they had this beautiful, I don't know, Swiss Alp somewhere where they had the camera start at the top of this Swiss Alp and the camera wound down this winding road down the mountain, all the way down, beautiful driver's road, and got to the bottom and there was these two parents, mum and dad and two kids standing around the quarter panel of the rear of the Mercedes-Benz, and the camera panned around to the front of the car and it was all smashed in. And it came up on the screen and said, thanks to Mercedes 158 safety points, mum, dad and the kids were safe. Now they used their 158 safety points as their point of difference, or what we call their unique selling proposition. And what's interesting is that every single car manufacturer has to adhere to a set of safety regulations or rules when they're manufacturing a car, but Mercedes decided to use this as their USP or their point of difference. However, what I loved was that not long after that, BMW came out with a campaign using the exact same location, but this time as the camera panned from the top of the mountain, the car was driving down the mountain, and you know what they say: sheer driving pleasure, driving the ultimate driving machine. That's always been BMW's catch cry. And so they had this driver really loving this drive, this windy road down this mountain, beautiful scenery, beautiful green pine trees, snow on those. The sort of scene I'm talking about. Gets down the bottom of the mountain, and the car zips past the camera, drives off until it's a small dot in the distance, and up on the screen comes our cars are designed to stay on the road. Now, quite clever, really, when you think about it, because all cars were supposed to be manufactured with these 158 safety points. And so sometimes it's about creating your point of difference. Now, I know you might not have the budget of these big car manufacturers, and you're a smaller business, small to medium business, and you're looking for ideas on how to differentiate yourself from the competitors. Well, let's start by adding value. Discounting is a dangerous game, and if you're going to compete on price, it is a race, and it is a race to the bottom, and it's a race that you do not want to win. Let me tell you, you do not want to be the cheapest. You'll just go broke faster than anybody else. So what you want to do is you want to work out how to add extreme value and benefit to what it is you do. And this can take a fair bit of work, but where I suggest you start is have a look at what actually makes you unique. Is there things you currently do that nobody else can do easily or that they cannot copy? easily. And if you've already got those things, great. If not, you need to create something. And one of the best ways to create a uniqueness is to have some sort of a guarantee, a service guarantee or a product guarantee that your competitors are not willing to do. Okay, so something really wild and outlandish. So for example, let's say I'm a car detailer and I say, if in a week after getting your car detailed, it rains or your car gets pooed on by a bird or bat, we will redetail it for free, guaranteed, something like that. Maybe I'm a hairdresser and you say, if you get one person laugh at your haircut after coming in, we'll do another one for free. I don't know. That's probably not a good example. But you can guarantee, right? And money back guarantees are okay. Don't be scared to guarantee what it is that you do. I see a lot of people that are really afraid that people are going to take advantage of some sort of money back guarantee. But what I can tell you is that most people won't, but they'll see that as a benefit when they buy your product or service. The other thing is to think about what value that you add, because you might be saying, but Ben, you don't understand. I sell a product that anybody could sell. So for example, this pink highlighter here. Now, if you were buying a pink highlighter and I sold this one for $5 and my competitor sold the same one for $10, you'd probably just come and buy it from me. Why? Because you're saving $5. However, what if the competitor's highlighter also came with a bonus weekend away at your favorite destination, or it came with the ability to give you an extra 2 hours a week in time because of the ease of use of this particular highlighter was easier than the one that I was selling. So you've just got to try and find some other benefit that you can deliver with your product or service that creates a uniqueness in what it is that you offer. And that means that you will no longer be, competing on price. Now, really, another really easy way to do this, which I've seen done in the past, is to offer a value-added product that doesn't cost you very much, but has a high perceived value to the customer. So low dollar cost to you, high perceived value to the customer. I'll give you an example. Let's say that I am a hairdressing salon and so I'm in retail, and I might be in a little community of shops where there are other shops in the area also looking to get new customers. I could go to one of those shop owners. Just say I went to the local restaurant and I said to them, what I'm going to do is for everybody that comes in and gets a haircut with me and spends over a certain amount, I'm going to give them a voucher to come into your restaurant for a lunch or dinner. And then you could negotiate with that restaurant so you don't pay the same amount as the vouchers were. So maybe you say, could I have $50 vouchers for $25? And what I'll do is I'll send them in, and maybe the restaurant's average dollar sale is $200. They know they're going to get a new customer coming in, that they can then wow them with their service and get them to keep coming back. But you as the hairdresser now, when you market your services, you can say that every haircut that comes in gets a $50 voucher for XYZ restaurant. Now, of course, you can use these for incentives for times when you're not as busy, or you can use them for incentives for average dollar sale increasing, which are two great ways to use things like this. But if they are looking at two different hairdressing salons and one has a free $50 voucher, the likelihood is that they're going to see that as more valuable, and they're going to come in and possibly even pay more to buy from you. And that's what it's all about, is creating some sort of uniqueness that your competitors are unlikely to copy. Now, on this note, this is why you see there is a term called intellectual property, and there's trademarking, because trademarking will protect anything that you create that is unique to you. If you give it a unique name or phrase, I really highly recommend you do talk to some sort of IP lawyer or trademarking lawyer about trading your intellectual property. So if it is truly unique, it cannot then legally be copied. They'll find themselves in strife pretty quickly if you had trademarked the idea, the process, or or registered the intellectual property. You can then make sure that nobody copies you from a legal standpoint. So there you go. Stop competing on price. It's a race to the bottom. Create your point of difference. Like I said, it will take a bit of work. Brainstorm it with your customers, brainstorm it with your team, but definitely make sure you get this done, because it will make the difference between racing to the bottom or racing to the top.